Hello there. We've talked about the basics of building transformations and using the server for automation and such, but I'd like to give you just a few more pieces of information about the server that might be helpful to you. The first is backing up your work. So when we look at our folder for our demo sandbox, almost everything is just text files. So it's very easy to use for your version control systems like Git or Bitbucket, etc. And we can easily just right-click our sandbox and select Download Sandbox as zip. And then you can upload that to your version control system that you use. And when it's time to use that backup, just go to Upload Zip, and we can upload that zip file right here, updating the sandbox. And then, of course, if you want to automate that, instead of having to manually download your backups, if you go to Home and REST API Catalog here, anything that you can do within the server console, you can do from the API. There's great documentation here about it with all the endpoints. And so you could set you could use an API to automate your backups, so you don't have to worry about it manually. Another useful tool under configuration is users and groups, where you can choose and have complete control over who has access to what. You can even connect these with your LDAP so that you don't have to create the company structure twice. You can just use the structure from your LDAP and be able to manage passwords and stuff that way. You can also manage the permissions, not just from the global perspective here in the configuration of users and groups, but you can also go into an individual sandbox. Like, let's go back to our demo sandbox and click permissions up here. And we can choose which groups can access that specific sandbox, right? With read, write, and execute permissions here. So not just from the global, but also on each sandbox, you can adjust the permissions there. And then this is another cool feature is secret managers, where if you're using some secret manager with your Azure or Amazon, whatever, you can connect your secret manager here in Clover and use your secrets as parameters in your graphs. And then just like we were exporting and importing your sandboxes, like downloading them as zips, you can actually export your entire server configuration so that, once you've got all your automations and all your users and everything set up, you don't want to lose that. So you can download the entire server configuration as XML document and then import it when you need to. And then finally, the last really important thing is the server logs here, where if I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong in some graph or job flow, I might want to read these from my nice text editor instead of from just the web interface here. So I can go to create support package, and then I can download the logs right here as a zip file. This could also be really important if you are dealing with customer support from Clover, and you can send them this support package so that they can read and help you figure out what's going wrong with your projects. So that's the end of our Quick Start guide. I hope all of this information was useful to you. And please, if you want to learn more about using Clover, go look to our Clover Academy or some of our other videos where you can find lots of information about how to use all of our different features. Thanks.